Welcome to episode 2 of this dumpster fire. Today on the Anomalous ranks, we are going to be talking about versus Gorefield. While I don't love this mod as much as Monster of Monsters, it's still a really good mod that isn't an overrated mess, unlike what some people might have you believe. There's a lot to love about this mod, and while I'd love to talk about the other aspects of this mod, we're only here to talk about the music. So let's not delay this any further than it already has, and let's get on to it.
Rose Quartz is not a villain, but I say this with my whole chest. She is top 10 scum royalty in Cartoon Network.
So this is Roses and Quartz, the one song that wasn't made by either Bitfox or Nexus. As you can see, this was made by Awe. While I don't share the same consensus as the community I'm in, that Awe is a bad composer, this song isn't really one of her better works. But let's get my praises out of the way. I do have one thing about this song that I do enjoy, and that's the instrumental. I love how it sounds when it goes into its more intense phase, and when it goes for the calmer phases, I like how the piano sounds. It sounds really good. Unfortunately, the other aspects of this song aren't great. First, these chromatics. They aren't really used very good. There are times in this song where BF sounds off-key and it sounds really bad. Ultrafield himself doesn't really sound good either. However, that could also be because he sounds very muffled. Unfortunately, the worst part about this song is the melodies. Oh god, I hate these melodies. This is a very poor usage of repetitiveness. This song just does a melody and then just keeps repeating that melody over and over until it does a new melody and then repeats that melody again over and over. And then when it finally does a new melody in the last third of the song, it's just one single melody that's just repeated over and over again, like it didn't learn anything from the first 2/3 of the song. Sorry for losing my cool there. There is a melody I do like, and that's at the very, very end of the song. So yeah, I love this instrumental, but everything else about this song just does not work for me at all. So this here is Monday Lovania. This is a remix cover of another song called Monday Mania. That has no effect on the ranking, I just wanted to throw that out there before we get started. Now, what do I think about this song? I think you can take a wild guess. Let's start off with this instrumental, which I find kinda dull. I don't think it's bad, but I feel it kind of lacks something. It's especially prevalent when the melodies don't really do anything for me. I mean, outside of that banger ending that I really like, everything else just doesn't really do it for me. And then there's Sansfield. This chromatic has grown on me after a long time, but I'm still standing by that I think his Capitella chromatic is better, especially since sometimes he does sound a bit rough, but I guess it could be worse. Just some more things before I wrap this up. There's a pause that happens in the song, and I'm not that big of a fan of it. I don't hate it, but I think it could have been executed a lot better. Now let me talk about that ending, cause man, I really do like it. I really like it when songs use instruments, and it's no exception here, cause I really enjoy it. Especially with the GF flute. And I really do like how the instrumental ends, it's really good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Monday Lovania. Not a very good song, but hey, at least it ends off pretty good. what can I say about Cryfield? This instrumental is fine, it fits the tone, and I don't really have any problems with it. Melodies are also fine, if a bit boring to me. And then there's the chromatics, which is probably the biggest reason why I don't have this song high.
Well, that and another prime reason, but we'll get to that later.
First off, Cryfield sounds a bit rough. I wouldn't say he sounds bad, but he doesn't sound great. And then the normal also doesn't sound great. I don't hate his chromatic, but it's kind of rough to listen to. I'm not sure if he sounds scratchy, but he does definitely sound choppy.
But hey, at least this isn't one of his worst performances.
Now, I should explain why I have this song so low. My reason is I personally just don't find this song very engaging or interesting. Like, tonally, it works, but that doesn't really mean I like it. Yeah, sorry, it's a fine song, but I'm not that big of a fan of it. It works for what it is, but
Why are you running?
Breaking Cat, another song that wasn't made by either Bitbox or Nexus, but this time it was made by Lean Dapper. I think this song is fine. The melodies are kind of whatever, they don't really interest me that much, but there's some good stuff in there that I do like. As for the instrumental, I really enjoy it. It has the intensity you would expect from this song, and it sounds really good. But unfortunately, I'm not big on the chromatics. Jesse feels kind of generic. There are times in the song where he doesn't flow very good. And then there's Walter White, who sounds really rough to listen to. Let's put my gripes with the chromatics aside and let's talk about the melodies in depth. Mostly why I'm not a fan of these melodies is because I feel sometimes they feel dragged out. Like, in between melodies that I do enjoy from this song, I just don't really get anything out of any of the melodies in the in-betweens. Yeah, I can't figure out what more to say, I just don't click with this song at all. To me, the song just has mediocre melodies, really good instrumental, and kind of dull chromatics. It's just a perfectly fine song, perfectly balanced like all things should be. As much as I want to love this song, I feel like there's problems that hold this song hella back. Well, let's say what I love about this song. It's the melodies. They're all really catchy and all are nice to listen to. Second praise is Lyman's chromatic. I do enjoy this one quite a bit. I just think it works really well for the song and it's super satisfying to listen to. Okay, let's talk about the other aspects. When it comes to this instrumental, I kinda like it. I like the beats that it does, and there are parts of it that I really enjoy, but aside from that, not really sure how I feel. As for the rest of the aspects, it's gonna be kinda negative. Firstly, BF. I'm very iffy on how he sounds in this song. This is definitely his worst performance in the mod. I know this is probably rude, but I kind of find him annoying, but to me, he sounds kind of clunky. But alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This long length. This is the second longest song in the mod, and to be honest, I can understand why that would be. However, I don't think they used this time very well. Look, as I just said, I like these melodies, but I can only listen to them for so long in one sitting before I get bored. Because outside of the pixel section, I don't feel like this song does anything interesting. Oh, and speaking of the pixel part, oh boy, I have a handful of stuff to complain about. Now, the pixel part itself is fine. I'm not gonna complain about there being a pixel part, since I think it's a really cool homage to the original. However, that doesn't mean I don't have issues with how it was executed. For starters, there is very little build-up. Like, straight up, it just feels like comes out of nowhere. Now, am I gonna say that there is no build-up? That'd be wrong. There is a melody that leads into it. But it just comes so out of left field and the instrumental does nothing that it just feels like it shows up without any warning, and that kind of bugs me. My other issue is how long said pixel section is. It literally lasts for 2 turns. Yep, it lasts a whole 15 seconds before we get right back into the action, which makes the whole thing feel very pointless. So yeah, as much as I want to love the finale song of the big week of the mod, the issues I have with this song really drag it down. So here we have the collab song between 2 mods that I enjoy quite a bit. 'Tis a shame that it feels kinda lackluster. First, let's talk about the contestants. And on the right side, we have a returnee and his archenemy, John Arcbuckle and Cartoon Garfield. I like John's chromatic, he sounds really good. I do think he sounds better in other songs, but he doesn't sound shabby. I like how he sounds here. This guy, though, I'm more iffy on him. He sounds fine. I don't think he sounds bad, but I'm not sure if I'd say he sounds good. Now, let's talk about our guest stars on the left side. We have a sassy teenage girl who seems to attract cryptids, and a feline monster with the face only a mother could love. Luna Henderson and Cartoon Cat.
They're one of the weakest parts about this song, to be honest. I don't know why, but Luna sounds off, and I can't put my finger on what it is. I don't know why, but that offness just doesn't make me want to listen to this chromatic. And then there's Cartoon Cat, where he sounds at his worst, period. Yes, that even includes his mod. He sounds kind of robotic, and the filters on his voice make him sound really bad. Okay, done with the chromatics, let's talk about the other aspects of the song. The other aspects are fine. The instrumental is fine, if just nothing special to me. I really like these melodies though, they are pretty good. I do have problems with how it was paced. See, this song is 2.5 minutes long, so yeah, it is on the shorter side. But there are songs that are shorter than this, and I don't have a problem with the length there. Here, I find that this song goes by really fast, which is kind of saddening to me because this is a collab song, so the song feeling like it goes by quickly kind of hurts. At least at me it does. But oh well, it's a fine song, just not one I'm particularly attached to. But now let's get to the songs I like. I don't think Curious Cat is mid or bad. Don't get me wrong, after listening to the song quite a bit and doing some analyzing of it, I can understand where people are coming from. But I guess this would be my guilty pleasure because I do like the song a little bit.
I mean, I can't really describe these chromatics, but I really enjoy how these sound. Melodies are also good. I really enjoy them. They're bouncy, they're catchy, and overall just a really nice vibe to listen to. But unfortunately, I do have a big problem with this song. This has one of, if not the worst instrumentals of the mod.
This instrumental feels so empty. Like, even listening to it on its own, all that I feel that this instrumental is percussion instruments. And that especially hurts at the ending because it just makes that whole ending feel very underwhelming. Because aside from this instrumental feeling empty, because this instrumental feels like only percussion instruments, that just makes this entire instrumental feel really one note. And also the other thing I should mention is the pause in the middle. It doesn't really bug me, but considering nowadays we know that it's a fake out, it just becomes kind of unfun to sit through. But yeah, aside of personal enjoyment, I do genuinely think the melodies and the chromatics are genuinely enough to put this song in my good graces. Just the shame that the instrumental sucks so much.
You're right, Nick. The leader of the Bird Nation is full of rats.
No, you guys, stop!
Not just rats, bro, but snakes slithering the dark. Just slithering, bro.
What do I say about this one? Well, first let's start with the chromatics. I feel like Ultrafield has one of the weaker performances when it comes to the performance of the chromatic. Not the weakest, no. I don't know, it just sounds like the melody seems to kind of make the chromatics sound a bit clunky. But, well, I do like these melodies, they do sound really good. This instrumental's also really nice to listen to. I like all the instruments used, and I think how they're performed is really nice. Now, let's talk about the one thing that I feel might be holding this song back. So, funny thing, I thought that this song was the third longest song in the mod. And while I'm technically not wrong, this song only gets this bronze medal by a hair. Yeah, this song's only 13 minutes and 13 seconds, which kinda surprised me. Which means this song is only longer than Breaking Cat and the one above it by a hair. And for those two, I don't feel like this song's last long. But for some reason in this song, I feel like it takes a long time to get through. Which is not fun for me when I'm trying to listen through all the songs. But oh well, aside from Ultrafield Chromatic and the poorly paced song, I do kind of enjoy it. Good melodies, good instrumental, just overall a really nice song to listen to that I wish I could talk about more. And here's the other remix cover. This one's on a song called You're Gonna Have a Bad Monday. I like the song a lot, but I do have a few problems with it, but nothing really substantial. Mostly my personal preferences kept this one out of A tier. For starters, let's address the massive skeletal feline in the room.
Ultra Sansfield's chromatic is one of the weaker parts of this song, to be honest. He doesn't have a bad chromatic. I do like the chromatic, but I'm not sure if muffled is the right word, but I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of energy that I'd expect from him. But I do like the melodies he sings. The opening melodies are a really good intro for the song, but I also like the slow part of the song after. The melodies flow super well together, and I just like how they sound. Guess my one problem for the slow part would be that I feel like the instrumental is kinda empty on that part. It just feels like bongos until it begins to ramp up. But whatever, it's not that big of a deal. I start to really enjoy this song once things start picking up again. Oh man, that electric guitar goes all in once things start ramping up. It's a nice homage to the original song too, and man, it sounds really, really good here. And then once the visual starts flashing lights, the percussion beats get my head jamming, and the melodies absolutely sound amazing. And then there's one last thing about the song. The last few turns at the very end are actually original to this song, which I think is really neat. I like it, but I feel like the melodies are a bit spammy. Ultra Sansfield sounds at his weakest there, but I ain't gonna complain about BF's high notes sounding really, really good. But anyways, yeah, I do enjoy this song quite a bit. There are a few issues I have, but I'm just personally not attached to the song that much. But who knows, I might actually grow on this song more, especially when this song has this much good.
So I've had some history with Nocturnal Meow. You see, I started off loving this song, not really having any issues with it. And then slowly but surely my opinions on it began to dwindle. So much so that I eventually thought this to be the worst song in Gorefield. However, nowadays the song has slowly but surely grown on me. So where am I at now? Well, while I don't love it as much as I used to, I still enjoy this song quite a bit, though there are a few issues holding it back. Let's get this issue out of the way first. I'm not big on how Normal was utilized. In fact, this might be his worst performance in the mod. I not only have the same issues for him here as I did in Cryfield, but he is not mixed well at all. Like, I'm not against him being loud, but when it gets to the point where I feel like he's overpowering the entire song, that's when I start to have problems. And it's not just the volume either. There are moments in the song where he sounds genuinely off. I'm not sure if off-key is the word, but he definitely sounds weird enough for it to be bad. Okay, that was my one big complaint. Everything else in the song I kinda like. This instrumental is very good and goes pretty dang hard. And the melodies are very good too, if the beginning part just kind of forgettable. But that's mostly just a me thing, so I don't think that will really affect the ranking. So what else do I say? Well, I can talk about how much I like the ending. The instrumental and melodies go so hard at the end. Cryfield sounds really good too. And Normal... Anyways, yeah, this instrumental goes pretty damn hard and these melodies do very good to complement it. So yeah, outside of the one big problem that I have with this song, I really enjoy it. But now let's get to the songs I really like. Hi, John. I like you. I know one person who will be happy that I like this song. While I'd struggle to call this song stellar / S tier material, I do really like it. Start, I think this opening is really good. I really like this instrumental. It sounds tense and I like the Garfield Game Boy sound effects they used here. I like how the melodies are used too, building up to when it gets more intense. I like Gorefield's chromatic, but I'm glad they used this standard one instead of whatever the hell they used in V1. Seriously, that chromatic was shit. Not only was it unpleasant to listen to, but it had absolutely zero flow whatsoever with the melodies. But anyways, we're talking about V2, not V1. After the silhouettes transition to this part, I think the melodies sound really good. Some may call this part forgettable, and while I disagree, I can't really argue with that. I don't know, I just really like it, and especially since this instrumental sounds really good here too.
Gorefield also sounds good, but he also sounds good throughout this entire song, so... After these melodies, things start to slow down. Gorefield reverts to his old chromatic, which actually sounds good here, and I really like how they use Dark Premonition in this instrumental here. And then when BF starts singing, the tension in the instrumental grows higher. All of it building up very well to here. John blows up the house and things start to get crazy. The melodies sound really good here, and I love how the instrumental uses the nuclear alarms. And it's such a nice way for it to end off with a wind down as you hear the sirens blaring in the background. So yeah, I actually really enjoy this song quite a lot. Little disappointed I didn't get to talk about it as much as I want to, but I really like the song, and it's a really nice homage to the original animation and the music that it was based off of. But I feel like there's other songs that are better than this, and I don't really feel like this is an S tier song. But still, really like it.
Something's coming, something good, if I can wait. Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great.
So after half of the Principal week, 2/3 of Sansfield's week, all of Ultra and Cryfield's week, a post-game song and a code song, we finally get to Lasagna Boy. To be honest, I don't really have a lot to say about this one. I just really like it, but it's not really S tier material for me. The chromatics are good, the melody is good, these instrumental rocks, I don't know, I just really like everything about it. Could talk about my favorite part of the song. I like the whipping sound effect Lasagna Cat makes. Lasagna Boy and Boyfriend sound really good, the melodies are good, and the instrumental is also really good. Yeah, I think it's a really good song that I think fits the Game Boy aesthetic really well. It's just, I don't feel like it's S tier for me personally. You know, I find it really funny that not only did they make an entire song around this guy, but they also made an entire scavenger hunt around fucking Binky the Clown.
Like, can you name a more obscure character? Anyways, yeah, said scavenger hunt is not worth this song. But that's a story for another day. I only focus on music around these parts. What do I think of this song? I really like it. This instrumental is pretty good and nice to listen to. And I think these melodies are pretty good. It starts off well with BF doing a solo for the opening, and then Binky joins the fray. Binky sounds pretty good. While I prefer other chromatics, his chromatic ain't bad. But when the instrumental and melodies start picking up, that's when this song starts sounding really, really good. I mean, the melodies as a whole are pretty catchy, but that part in particular sounds really good. And then there's the part where everything goes dark. It starts off pretty well with BF doing a neat little solo part which builds into the main thing this song is known for. And that's when Arlene shows up. I like the melodies in this part, and Binky sounds really good. But Arlene, she sounds really quiet at this part. Which really sucks because everything else about this song I like, but Arlene gets practically overpowered and I can't hear her at all. But going back to BF before ending off on the main melody of this song before BF smacks Binky is honestly really good. And funny. So yeah, despite this being a secret song, I don't feel like this song does anything crazy / stellar, but it's a good song that I enjoy.
Hello, I am the health inspector, and you are the owner, correct? It is a pleasure to...
The other Lasagna Boy song already? Yeah, I've always found these two songs to be comparable to each other. In fact, when looking at other people's Gorefield tier lists, it's always interesting to see where people would put the two Lasagna Boy songs. Do they put Health Inspection over Fast Delivery, or vice versa? I don't know, I just find it interesting. But anyways, yeah, I really like this song. Lasagna Boy and BF sounds great, and these melodies are really good. And this instrumental also sounds very good. The first turn of this song is a good opening, but things start turning into high gear once the second turn happens. I like how the instrumental sounds in these melodies are very engaging. It all builds up and transitions really well into this pause point here. Does a nice little jingle, and then this part's really good. The instrumental sounds great, and I really like these melodies. It's just a really nice jam to listen to. It does last for 2 turns, but for what we got, it was really nice. Especially when it leads into the main moment of this song. And that's when Lasagna Cat steals the spotlight. I just love everything about this part. I love how intense this part sounds, as Lasagna Boy sounds like he's panicking. And I mean, can you blame him? Anyways, the fearmongerer known as Lasagna Cat sounds great. The melody sings are great, and this instrumental's pretty decent here. But I think the best part about Lasagna Cat's whole entire section isn't actually Lasagna Cat himself. No, it's how Lasagna Boy and Boyfriend sound during this part, especially when they take turns singing against the monster. I think they complement each other very well, and the melodies they sing together sound really, really good. And it especially helps when the instrumental goes very hard. Especially in this part here. Man, these instrumental and melodies get me jamming. They sound really good, especially when all three singers sound at their best here. And man, I love the Lasagna Boy solo at the end here. It's a really nice way to end this section off. Though it's not quite the end of the song, because afterwards Lasagna Cat leaves. And then Lasagna Boy and Boyfriend do one last turn, which is the same melody that was sung in the opening, but it's a nice way to wrap this song up. So anyways, yeah, I really like this song, and I can definitely see myself putting this song in S tier in the future. But for now, we're just sticking this at a very, very high A tier. But yeah, as much as I like this song, the ones above this are really, really good. So strap in, folks, we got a wild ride ahead of ourselves. Yeah, I really like Terror in the Heights. I get the arguments against this song, like, yes, it's repetitive, but I feel that it's done in a way that makes the song enjoyable. Plus, there's plenty of repetitive songs that I really, really enjoy, so yeah. But anyways, yes, Terror in the Heights, a song I really, really enjoy. First off, Boyfriend and Gorefield sound great, though I think at this point you should expect that I like the vocal performances of all the songs. Though that will not stop me from bringing it up. I don't think I can stress how much I like these melodies a lot. Like, this main melody of this song is really, really good, and I can't blame it for repeating it. And it's all complemented wonderfully with this instrumental, cause oh man, this electric guitar goes really, really, really hard. And then this part right here, oh man, I really love these percussions. BF also does some beatboxing here, which does sound pretty good. Nothing crazy, but I don't mind its inclusion. So yeah, I don't mind that this melody gets repeated because how it's used is really good, especially when the melodies change up a little bit to give it a little bit of spice. But I also really like the parts of the song that isn't repeated, like this part right here. I like that it takes a little break from all the intensity to have this slow part right here, which sounds really nice. I want to say it sounds somber, but I don't know, I just really like how it sounds. And then there's the opening, which BF does a nice solo for, and the ending where Boyfriend's about to fall, both of which sound great and helps this song a lot. So yeah, I really like this song. But surprisingly, I like the next two more, and the top four is just something else, man. But hey, it ain't too shabby either way, and I like this song for what it is.
Location of smoke apparatus. Feline!
And here's the last song of Sandfield's week to talk about. I like this song probably more than I reasonably should, but I like this song quite a bit.
To start these chromatics, Boyfriend is Boyfriend, and Sansfield, I really like how he sounds. It sounds about what I'd expect from a combination of Garfield and Sans, and I think he sounds really good.
I also like this instrumental. It's nothing crazy and I wouldn't listen to it on my own time, but it's pretty good and I like it for what it is.
I also think these melodies are really fun to listen to. The first half of the song is really nice. It has some really good melodies that I enjoy listening to, and I like it. Nothing crazy, but it's fun. But the best part about this song is the second half.
I really like the style this song shifts to in this part, but then John Arbuckle shows up and he just steals the show. I don't know if I said it before in the Balls of Yarn segment, but I really like how John sounds. He has a good chromatic and I think he's utilized very well in all the songs he's in. And it's no different here because I really enjoy these melodies he sings here.
Which are apparently a Disbelief Papyrus and a Megalo-Lazing motif. I'm not really knowledgeable on Undertale AU stuff, so this flew over my head when I first listened to it and I kinda needed it to be pointed out. But that doesn't change anything, as I still really like the melodies. And Sansfield ending the song off with the opening melody is a good way to wrap things up. So yeah, I enjoy this song quite a bit. Nothing too crazy, but I adore it for what it is. But it was never making it into P tier, especially when there's one more S tier that I like even more than this. So let's see what that is. Wow, Take Me John is in the top 5? That is crazy! What an unprecedented take that's definitely not shared by everyone on the planet. And it most certainly—
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Jokes aside, this song is great and definitely deserves the positive attention this song gets.
I like how Garfield sounds in this song, which sounds a lot different from his other appearances in the mod.
His chromatic is based off his voice in the original animation. It sounds really good in this song, especially when the melody he sings are really catchy and nice to listen to. And especially when the instrumental complements everything very well.
Now let me gush about the melodies. The opening is great at setting the tone for the song and the melodies at peak. And then there's John and Liz's part, which is easily my favorite part about the song. This is Liz's only appearance in the mod and she sounds great. But I also like how the melodies are used in this song's aesthetics. Because whenever John and Liz are singing, it's always between each other, while Garfield is in the corner. And that's especially prevalent at this part. John and Liz singing together while Garfield is doing his own thing in the corner, his chromatic switching to atonals being quiet but audible. It just works perfectly, you know? I just love how the melodies fit the tone and context of this song, and it's been executed in a way to make this song sound great, and have a unique feel to it compared to the rest of the song. But there's still one last thing about this song that I really like. Even though the John and Liz segment is my favorite part of the song, that doesn't mean the end of this song isn't good. The instrumental and the melodies for this build up into the ending is great, but the ending is a really great way to end this song off.
Garfield switching back to atonals in this part, and these melodies and instrumental is just amazing. I don't think I can describe it, but this is just an amazing way to end this song off. Just wow. So while I can't put this song in P tier for personal reasons, I just really like this song so much. The perfectly executed homage to the original animation this song was based off of. And despite my love for this song, there's still a whole nother tier above it. Well, guess it's time to see what the lucky songs are. And here it is, folks, the biggest song of the mod, the Cataclysmic Finale. To be honest, I was really debating whether I should put this in S tier or P tier, but after some thinking I settled on P tier because majority of the song is really, really good. To start, let's talk about these chromatics. Normal is at its absolute best in this song. He sounds good, his voice flows with the melodies, overall a really good performance on his end. And then, there's Garfield. He technically has two chromatics. The chromatic he occasionally has while in this Buddha form of his is really good. It sounds really nice and it has this divineness that I can't really describe, but I really like it. I like this instrumental quite a bit too. It goes really hard while retaining the divine energy that it has too. I just really like how it sounds, but I really enjoy these melodies. I don't know if I can really describe the melodies beyond they're nice to listen to, but I love them. But this is just the first half of Phase 1, because after a really good build-up melody between Normal and Garfield, Garfield turns into his semi-true form. And now I should talk about this chromatic, which is very good. I like the raspiness to his voice. I don't know, I just really like this chromatic. But now I'm gonna nitpick something here. He uses this chromatic most of the time while in his Buddha form, which kinda takes away from the majesty when he reveals his true form. But I'm willing to forgive it this one time, cause the melodies directly after he transforms goes really hard. He sounds excellent here, and I occasionally forget that he uses his true form chromatic while in his Buddha state when he gets to this part. Yeah, go ahead and laugh at me. But while this part is great, it is nowhere near as excellent as the next phase after this, because after Garfield says layer on layer your demons will haunt you, it transitions to a fight between John and Gorefield, visuals reminiscing The Great Punishment. And man, I really love this. John and Gorefield sound amazing here as usual, but man, the melodies and instrumental go really, really hard. I just love how they sound here. But then after this it transitions to Lasagna Boy fighting Lasagna Cat. And while I don't think their phase is as good as John and Gorefield's phase, they still sound really good. Lasagna Boy himself and Lasagna Cat sound as great as they do in their week, and I like these melodies a lot. And I think it also goes without saying that I really like this instrumental. And then we get to the part of the song where it made me debate whether I should drop this song a tier. Yeah, I am not a big fan of the Sandsfield phase. I feel like the transition from the fast and energetic part of Lasagna Boy section to the slower part of Stansfield sing is a bit sudden, but whatever. My bigger problem is the fact they use the Monday Lovania chromatic for Stansfield here. He doesn't sound bad, but he's definitely very rough to listen to. Especially with the long notes he's constantly singing throughout this song. Oh, and BF is there. Being BF. Despite me not liking this phase, it's not that bad. I can at most like it, or at least tolerate it enough where it won't drop this song a tier. But after this, it's the ending. And man, I love this ending so much. This part's where it's building up to Normal and Garfield singing, bells chiming, clocks ticking, and all of it building up to something amazing. You already know how I feel about Normal and Garfield, but man, I love these melodies so much. And this instrumental is fire too. I mean, this part is literally what they used in the trailer. But anyways, yeah, the melodies and instrumental is just fucking peak. But that ending with Normal getting crucified, this song just becomes absolute cinema. It's just amazing. Like, at this point, I have ascended. Like, I just... Look, I love this song. This song is amazing. I don't care what the Blue Turtle or the Purple Fox thinks. I love this song so much. And especially at the end where Normal is surrounded by miniature Garfield angels. And all building up to the end. I just love this song so much. And yet, not even the finale song can beat the top 3. Don't ask me how or why, I just love them more. So let's see what songs I think are better than the finale song. And here we go from the finale song to the first song of the mod. Funny how that happens, isn't it? Anyways, shocker, I really like this song. Let's start with how I usually start, the chromatics. John sounds great in this song. His voice flows well with the melodies. Yeah, he sounds very good. And the opening melody he sings right here is very good. They sound really good, and it builds up really well to when Gorefield starts singing. And Gorefield sounds really good. I'd honestly argue this is his best performance with his chromatic. It especially helps with the banger melody he sings. The melodies are so bouncy and catchy. I really like listening to them. I also really like this instrumental. It's not really a crazy instrumental, but it's a really good backing track and it's really nice to listen to on its own. Yeah, I don't know what more to say other than this part right here is really good. The melody sounds great and the instrumental goes hard. I just really like it. Well, I guess I can talk about the other aspect this song is known for. They use the shotguns really well in this song. They're satisfying to listen to, and they move very well with the beat. And they do very well at complementing the melodies. And the ending is also very good too. The instrumental sounds good, and the melodies before and after Gorefield says bullets don't work John sounds really nice. So overall, a really good song. I don't know what more to say to describe how much I like it. It's a very good song.
Assistance!
Hold your hippogriffs, let me explain myself. Do I like the song a lot more than I reasonably should? Yes. Do I care? Not really. Yeah, I like Metamorphosis V2 over V1, and yes, I think the song is really good. Fight me. You already know my stance about these chromatics, so let me talk about the melody since that seems to be the main discourse on this song. First off, the opening. I like that BF starts the song, and then it's a nice little solo act before we get into the main course. And I really like how they handle the song when Gorefield starts singing. Because when he starts singing, oh man, it starts to build up intensity. The instrumental sounds really great and I really like these melodies. Especially with the beats thrown in there, it sounds really nice. And when this turn ends, oh man, this song starts giving me jamming. This instrumental sounds really good. And I really like these melodies. They're catchy and they're really fun to listen to. I don't know what else to say, I think this part sounds really good. I guess I can talk about the part where the lights dim, especially since it has that one turn that I know a few people complain about. It's a whole sliding notes part in V1 being removed in V2. This part. It's a cool moment, I guess, but I don't really care about it. I don't really get the fuss about it, but that could also just be me not having any attachment to V1, so yeah. But anyways, let's talk about that ending. The melodies leading into it is really nice. They're a really good build-up melody into the ending. And the ending itself is really good. It's not my favorite part of the song, but it's a nice ending. The instrumental sounds great here, the melodies are a nice jam to listen to. Yeah, I just think it's a really nice way to end this song off. So yeah, I definitely like this song way more than I should. But I'm still standing by the fact that I think this song is a banger. The only way this hot take could be hotter would be if this song was in first. But sadly, I'm not that insane. So let's see what's actually first.
can see inside my basement. I'll never ever show what's inside.
Can I see what's in your basement?
Captive is really good. There's just something about this song that really sticks with me. The chromatics are very good. I like how Lyman sounds, and Garfield sounds really nice. He has the chromatics the faker Garfields have, but he sounds more normal. I like this chromatic of his, and he sounds really good in this song. The melodies in this part is really nice. They're catchy and really fun to listen to. And this instrumental is also very good too. It gives that mysterious and strange feeling. It sounds really nice. But the song gets even better when the lights dim. The song starts to sound more tense. The melodies and instrumental doing a really good job at conveying that. This part is really good, but it does not hold a candle to what comes after. And that is when John enters the basement and he absolutely steals the show. This is absolutely his best performance in the mod. He sounds so menacing and intimidating, I love it. It completely juxtaposes how he's normally portrayed in the mod. And man, I really love these melodies. They're apparently a motif to the Great Punishment, which is very funny. And honestly really helps with the juxtaposition this song has. But anyways, melodies, instrumental, everything about this part is fire. But you wanna know what's even more fire? The ending. Man, I really love this ending. Everything gets shifted into high gear. The melodies sound really good. The instrumental is at its absolute best here. Christ, I can just gush about how much I love this ending. It is so good. God, I love this song so much. It's not even a P tier anymore. Yeah, I put this song in W tier. What are you gonna do about it? God, I love this song so much. Really good opening, fire middle portion, banger ending. I really adore this song. I don't know if this is enough to satisfy you all. I'm not really great at expressing how much I really like songs that I adore. And I'm very bad with endings, so yep, love this song a lot. Have a good day. Cue the favorite part section.
Garfield, I made this lasagna especially for you. They're delicious.
And that was Gorefield. I think this is not over yet! You all thought we were done here? Nope. Cause the thing is, this mod received a hotfix update, and in that update also added a new song. And I know at least a few of you bozos are gonna ask what are my thoughts on said song. So here we are, one last bonus entry for this ranking. Well, I'd hate to hold you all up, so let's see what that entry is.
I hate Mondays.
Oh, ain't this a shitty way to end this ranking off. Yeah, never mind what I said about Roses and Quartz, this is my least favorite song of the mod. Okay, the instrumental and melodies are fine. They're not that bad, but I wouldn't really call them great. But do you really want to know what tanked this song? These chromatics. Holy hell, the filter on these chromatics are awful! It just makes the vocals sound really unpleasant to listen to. Well, at least Ultrafield changes to a decent chromatic, even though it changes back later. Boyfriend still stays like this throughout the entire song, and the voice filter that's put over his chromatic make him sound really annoying. Am I being harsh to this song? Maybe. But when you have an instrumental and melody that's decent at best, and chromatics that sound really bad, I'm not really gonna like this one. If you do like this song, good for you. I'm just personally not a fan of this, but I did enjoy the beat too a little bit. Okay, we're actually done now. I think what I wanted to say before was, I think this is a really good mod with some really good songs. There are a few weak points, but overall I really enjoyed myself. I'm pretty excited for V3 when it comes out. Anyways, here's the tier list. Hope you all have a good one, and I'll see y'all in whatever my next video will be. Goodbye for now.